Just people having a snowball fight in Times Square.
The snow is really coming down. Thanks, Jonas. I'm not walking to BroadwayCon this morning. I am definitely using other modes of transportation.
Good morning. It is Saturday the 23rd. I just got some breakfast behind me there in my bag. It's my breakfast from one of the eateries here, kind of in my hotel. But as you can see from outside behind me, it's a winter wonderland. And I will have to deal with that today because I will be going back to the Hilton again for day 2 of BroadwayCon. So I'm gonna get some breakfast, see if there's also a gym here in this hotel if I want to work out. That'd be great. And then head to BroadwayCon for day 2. I'm all bundled up for the cold. There's no way that I'm missing day 2 of BroadwayCon. So you know, I said I'm not gonna walk to BroadwayCon. I'm walking. Might as well. It's not that terrible. Those people there, devoted Broadway fans. Good for you for getting in the cold for tickets for Day 2, here we come.
Everything that makes it to Broadway really deserves to be seen and go on forever. I have never seen a Broadway show that I went there and I said everything about it is just junk. Because when it gets to that level, there are so many talented, amazingly gifted craftsmen that are involved at that point, that there are really things that really deserve to be seen by more people, even that fit into the theater in one night. That's my personal feeling. So I feel like everything is worthy of a bigger audience.
Someone was speaking about Hawaii, or, you know, they get to see Audra McDonald. And if you aren't here, it's really important to me to capture everything because of young performers. They've got to see the best. They've got to know where the bar is. And hearing or reading about Audra or Patty or any of these people, you know, it's all fine, but to get to really experience it, to me it's essential and it's important. And I wish the unions would understand that and get out of the way a little bit more and make it easier for us to capture, because also it's what we're saying, it's not a money-making venture yet. And everybody thinks, oh, everyone's gonna make a lot of money off of our efforts. But to me, it's more of a celebration.
When we talk about new audiences, you know, immediately I think it's who's not in the room. You know, so when you just look around and you're at a show and you think about where do I live, what does New York City look like, what does America look like, who's not in the room?
From the scenic design to props, you know, the perimeter, everything is ensembled in one piece. And I think more than perhaps, and I might be wrong, but more than in any other art form, we all need each other. And I think in order to be aware and realize that, create that awareness as a company wherever you are creating theater, it's already expanding potential new audiences, right? Because yesterday, one of our performers, his scenic design teacher came, and he was like, he said, my theater teacher, and the theater teacher said, oh my God, thank you for considering me your theater teacher. I'm like, hold on a second, let's stop this conversation. Every department that is helping you make theater is an important asset to the production. And I think what we're learning every second more and more is to celebrate that. If you just focus in the one main phase, you are going to get one audience. But if you find the different niches of the story that you're telling, you will expand that audience. And I think that that's what we're looking at. How do we expand that audience? I love theater, and I remember, forever will remember that first time I went to see Pinocchio in Puerto Rico. And you know, my father had cut the paper out of the magazine and said, we're gonna go see this thing. And I was already like, what? Right? So, and I will forever remember that one first time. So how many new first times can we give other people, right? Like bringing your costume, and it to the producer, to the big capital idea might sound like, well, that's a group of But no, you're cultivating something, hopefully, that 10 years from now is going to say, I want to take all of my kids to see a Broadway show, to see theater, live theater, an event, a wonderful event that cannot be matched with anything.
Any timing I have is from the Muppets or Bugs Bunny cartoons. Right? And if you go back and watch, the Warner Brothers cartoons again, or for the first time if you've never seen them, the timing is so fucking funny. And I feel like I spend so much time with my nose pressed up against the television, like out in the middle of fucking nowhere, that I just sort of like that and television radiation just like into my system. And I think I'm like, sometimes I'll watch that stuff now and I'm like, everything I do is so stolen from that.
It's very hard because we're trying to look into each other's eyes when we're doing a scene. It's like, no, you're doing the scene with Kate, you're not doing the scene with Stephanie. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, so you're basically staring at this gigantic puppet head doing all your scene work, which is fine. But those, John and Stephanie and Rick and Jen, all those puppeteers are so brilliant, and I feel like there's something about puppeteers where they're encouraged to be great improvisers. They're literally the best improvisers I've ever.
Well, they have to make something out of an inanimate object.
I know, it's just a bunch of felt. Yeah. It's like literally when Jim Henson died, and then there was this cover of Life where it was Kermit. It was like, Kermit says goodbye to Jim Henson. And literally somebody said to me, you realize it's like a pile of felt and some string says goodbye to Jim Henson. I'm like, I know, but once you're in puppet world, they're so real, they're so themselves. Kate is so real to me, Rod is so real to me, Princeton is so real to me, in and outside of Johnny and Cindy.
When I was the Newsies age, I was kind of a little bit like them. Like, I was able to do all these freaky things, but at the time they weren't necessarily called tricks. It was because Baryshnikov was in White Knights and did 13 turns, and it was like, wow, that's incredible, or he could do these jumps, and so like you aspire to push yourself and to do these things as an artist to kind of make yourself either stand out or just challenge yourself. So, but I know that now there's a huge, with the awareness on TV, with all of these competition shows, which I think are great because it's I'm in full support of them because I love that they're getting seen and that dance is so now in our culture in a way that it wasn't necessarily when I was growing up. I mean, I had to go see Newsies in the theater and not on YouTube when I was growing up. Like, that was the first time I saw that many boys dancing like that, and it blew my mind. So, but to get back to your question, and I think there's not necessarily pressure. I think, most of the shows I do, I try not to in a way, unless it's for the storytelling. And the reason that Newsies did have a lot of physical men's, a lot of, I'll say tricks because we're talking about it, but it's because to me that was what represented them as artists. That's what made, when Ryan Steele did those turns on the paper, it wasn't to show off, it was because Ryan could do it, and that was a way that okay, there's going to be some dancer in the audience that's going to see him do that, the way I saw Baryshnikov do those turns in White Knights, and maybe some young man is going to be inspired by that, and they were each able to contribute to the show in the ways of those little jumps or turns and whatever, and they, to me, and the justification was that Pulitzer, the whole show, sat down. He was grounded, and the boys flew. That was the whole metaphor behind the show, is that these boys flew. They were the young generation that was flying, and that the older generation was stuck. So that was the whole reason behind them. But I think, just for myself, I don't ever feel kind of forced to necessarily do them to add a flash or anything like that. There are tons of, most of the shows, to be honest, I'm credited as musical staging because I don't do it. Newsies technically was my first dance show because it was South Pacific or Bat Boy or the Ritz or Sunday in the Park, so it was things that, it was all musical staging. I hadn't really done choreography, so I was entitled as a choreographer. So and I think it's always more interesting to try not to, and to make sure that it moves forward with character-based movement that tells stories.
Just a spoonful of sugar comes the dancing, go down in the most You know, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But you know what? It's beautiful here, and I'm proud of all you guys for braving the storm. You're all incredible.
At night when the bright stars are burning high over Manhattan, all washed out in neon and hidden from view. And now I'm falling, baby, through the sky, through the sky. I'm falling, baby, through the sky. It's my calling, baby, don't you cry, don't you cry. I'm falling down through the sky.
So I just left the Hilton. BroadwayCon is still happening right now. They're still performing right now, and which is great because it's great for everyone who wants to do that. But I am tired. My hotel is on 8th Avenue. I'm right now on 6th, and then also my hotel is on like 8th Avenue, 44th Street, kind of ish, and Hilton is 6th Avenue, 53rd Street. So I'm like, let me walk now back because I am tired, need my rest. And then also I realized how BroadwayCon did give us more options for things to do today, and then walking through this pile of snow because it's not clean at some areas, but that's what we're used to because of the blizzard Jonas. But anyway, I was saying they gave us more options to more panels, more things to see because they didn't want us leaving in the harsh conditions of the snow, which was really nice. So we had a blizzard party line where I only have one clip of when they called Jeremy Jordan. They call also Tyler Pone, Audrey, the last name, I'm so tired, the last name, and Dia Menzel were called. Lots of these Broadway celebrities were called during this event, and it was really cool just to hear them and say that they wanted to be at BroadwayCon but they couldn't because of the snow. So that was great, but I just need to get rest now. But thank God for the sidewalks being kind of clean. Like this one, I guess they cleaned it again probably. It's not as like heavy as the big piles that I have to like lug myself over, so which is good. But I'm ready for bed, so it's gonna be the end of the vlog for today. So day 2 of BroadwayCon was great. Can't wait for the final of day 3 tomorrow. So you'll see that on Monday when I post that, and then you'll see this video. It's already Saturday night here. Well, soon to be Sunday early morning, but I'll post it tomorrow morning, Sunday, so that'll be up. If you didn't see vlog 1 of BroadwayCon, go check that out. I'll put the link below. Like always, please, I don't say this often, but please subscribe. It really is gonna be great to have more subscribers, and also I will be doing some changes to the channel, and I'll make a video on that. Anyways, I need to end this vlog because I'm tired and walking to my hotel room. So, like always, how I end these videos, keep being musical.